Okay, here we are factoring by grouping. So one thing is you know you're going to factor by grouping when there's four terms present, usually. So you have four terms present here, and a lot of times the directions will say to factor by grouping. So we have four terms, so we're going to factor by grouping. So you start factoring by grouping by splitting the expression. So we split it in half. We're going to identify the greatest common factor for each group. So in my first group here, I have x cubed minus 5x squared. The GCF there is an x squared. So understand that when you do the GCF, you are basically dividing it out so that you know what's left in the parentheses when you write out the GCF. So I would be left with an x minus a 5. In my second group, I'm looking at 8x minus 40. The GCF for 8 and 40 is an 8. So I'm basically dividing out by a positive 8 in each term. So that leaves me with an x minus 5. So when we look at our parentheses, they match. That's what you want. You need the parentheses to be the same. If they're not, then you made a mistake or it is not factorable by grouping, okay? So here, if you look at it, we have two terms, x squared times x minus 5 plus 8 times x minus 5. The x minus 5s are the same, so we're going to factor out the GCF again. So we're going to take out the x minus 5, and by factoring out the x minus 5, it leaves the x squared plus 8 together in their own set of parentheses. On this one, we're looking at x cubed minus 7x squared plus x minus 7. So again, we're going to split it. We're going to do the greatest common factor for each group. So x squared leaves us with x minus 7. In the second group, there is nothing in common there except for a 1. That is what you factor out. We factor out the 1. When we factor out 1, it leaves an x minus a 7. Okay? Remember, factoring out is just a division. So I divided the x squared into each one of these, and I divided the 1 into each one of those terms. So my parentheses match. So I do x minus 7 times x squared plus 1 in its own set of parentheses. And that is factoring by grouping. And that's it.